Good morning, all. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Narayana Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vyasaya Vishnurupaaya Vyasarupaaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasishthaya Namo Namaha Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanūramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. So Hari Om all. We shall continue with chapter 9 of Bhagavad Gita, which is called the Raja Vidya Raja Guhya Yoga. Now, quick recap. People can unmute and please pitch in. Why is it the Raja Vidya? The royal knowledge. Why? Anyone? Just one insight. Why is it called a royal knowledge? No? It's the royal knowledge because it's the only knowledge when you know, when you understand that, you understand everything on earth. There are two types of knowledge in the universe. One is worldly knowledge. Physics, science, psychology, history, geography, what have you. That is worldly knowledge. And for that knowledge, there is no end to learning that knowledge. There is always something more to learn. It never ends, isn't it? So, and it's also very limited. If you know one, you don't know the other. You might be an expert in chemistry, but not in some aspect of chemistry, but not in another. So it's a very specialized kind of thing, this worldly knowledge. That is called aparavidya. Whereas this royal knowledge, this jnana, this atmajnana, Krishna calls it the royal knowledge. Because once you know that, there is no need to know anything else. Once you know the truth of yourself, once I know my real nature as what? Consciousness, pure consciousness, then I don't have to know anything extra. That's enough. Because consciousness is the witness on which everything is playing out. Once you identify with the screen rather than the projection on the screen, you don't have to watch the movie. It's something like that. So this is called the royal jnana. Atma Vidya is called the royal Vidya. Okay? Because once that is known, everything else is known. Like the sun. The sun doesn't have to do any studies. It doesn't have to go to college and specialize in a certain subject. Under the sun, everything is revealed. Everything is illumined. In the light of consciousness, everything is revealed. That is why it is called the royal knowledge. And so why is it the royal secret? Because not everyone can understand it. Because it's not open in the bazaars. It's not open, it's not, you cannot go preaching about it from door to door. Convert to my religion. No, it's not. It is the highest secret. It is the highest knowledge which needs a certain dedication. It needs a certain, understanding, a maturity. So only very few persons come to, this stage of being eligible to hear this royal secret. And it's also called the open secret. That is, Vivekananda called it the open secret. Because it's so obvious, yet all of us miss it. It is so obvious, yet we are not aware of it. That is why it's also called the open secret. And then in this chapter, Krishna makes some stunning revelations. He says, what does he say? Very beautiful verses. Matsthani sarva bhūtāni. Everything is in me. Every little thing, every blade of grass, every ant, the biggest galaxies and the smallest creature, amoeba, they are in me. Matsthani sarva bhūtāni. We can understand that. That understanding we already have. Oh, we are all in God. Huh? But then he says, na chaham teshu avasthitaha. They're all in me, but I'm not in them. So however much we listen to this truth, it's a little difficult to grasp. How can he say such things? Everything is in me, but I'm not in them. So the simplest example one can give is the water and the wave. The wave is in the water, but the wave appears in water, but it's not that water is in the wave and not in something else or something like that. So that's a kind of statement. Matsthani sarva bhūtāni na chaham teshu avasthitaha. Water cannot say I'm in the wave. It is only water only. The wave has got a different identity, that's all. Water doesn't distinguish that this is a bubble, this is a wave, this is a ripple, this, isn't it? It's like that. And then in the next shloka, even more stunning statement. Krishna declares, Nachamasthani sarva bhūtāni. I am not there in anything. I am not there in any manifestation. Now, how do you explain that? The simplest example again is the pot, the clay pot. Can you say that clay is in the pot or pot is in the clay? Both statements sounds ridiculous. Neither the clay is in the pot nor is the pot in the clay. Then what is the pot? The pot is merely a name and form of the clay. There is only clay through and through. Hence, Krishna can declare, Nachamasthani bhūtāni. I am not in anything. Because there is only me. There is nothing other than me. This is the more deeper understanding. It is, when you see this, what do you see? You would say mobile phone, isn't it? What's it called? This is called a mobile phone. But what do you see? What do you see? What do you see? When you see anything, what do you see? You are just seeing existence. I am seeing Brahman should be the answer. When I see anything, I am seeing God. That should be the answer. To that extent, whatever Krishna is saying should get into me. That is what it is. I'm not seeing everything is a name and form. It's just an identification, tag, like Padmaja said. It's just a tag. But the reality of each and everything that I perceive in the world is Brahman, is God. So this is the understanding that we have reached to at this point of time. And then God, let us see what else God has to reveal for us. Amazing things have been told and some more are to come. Okay, here we go. And we shall chant this. Okay, this is 9.10. And what does God say here? Mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate sa-charācharam hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate. Okay, can we chant that, please? Who wants to go first? Sneha?
Yes, just a minute. mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate sa-charācharam hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
Yes.
Jagad viparivartate.
Okay.
Thank you.
Naridare. Indra? Raja.
mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate sa-charācharam hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
Yes. Pragati.
mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate sa-charācharam hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
Very good. Jayashree.
mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ
Sūyate
sa-charācharam hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
Very beautiful. Thank you. Jayashree Prasad. Okay. ಇನ್ಯಾರು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? Kamala, Shweta, Ramamani, everyone is here. Yes, Kamala.
mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate sa-charācharam hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
Very nice. Yes, Jayashree Prasad. Okay, Shweta. Jayashree is not able to.
mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate sa-charācharam hetunānena kaunteya jagad viparivartate.
Very nice. Ramamani ji. Okay. So, working under my direction, mayādhyakṣheṇa, what happens? Prakritihi sūyate. This material energy brings into being. What does it bring into being? Charācharam. All animate and inanimate forms come into being. O son of Kunti, kaunteya. For this reason, hetunānena, the material world undergoes changes. Jagad viparivartate. The material world undergoes changes. Changes of what? It is created, it is maintained, and it dissolves. Yes, Jayashree, you want to chant? Okay, she's having some trouble there. Working under my direction, this material energy brings into being all animate and inanimate forms. O son of Kunti, for this reason, the material world undergoes the changes of creation, maintenance, and dissolution. So here, yes. So here, God is clearly telling us how the world functions. So this adhyaksha means here in the translation, it's giving direction. Actually, it means supervision. God is not sitting there with controls, like how one plays video games. You know, press this button, something happens, press that button, something else happens. No. God is just sitting there and supervising it. Again, one has to come back to the sun example. Sun is not doing anything. Sun is just shining light upon the world. That's it. Isn't it? Similarly, under the presence of God, everything is happening. How? It has got its own intelligence. Prakriti has its own rhythm, has its own, that rhythm is called rhythm. Last week we spoke about it. The rhythm of the seasons of Prakriti is called rhythm, Dharma. There is rhythm and there is dharmam, satyam. There is rhythm and there is satyam. Satyam is the ultimate truth, God, who is behind rhythm. So because of satyam, this rhythm is happening by itself. It doesn't have to be, so corrected here now and then and check if everything is working properly. No. It just goes on and on and on. It's a cycle which has its own intelligence. It is all, everything is programmed into that cycle. If something goes, this is all about cause and effect, karma. For man, it is about karma, and for nature, it's about rhythm. That just the rhythm and the cycle which goes on and on and on, inexorably. And that rhythm is also influenced by the dharma of man also. If the humans are not following their satyam, their dharma, this rhythm is also getting affected. Too much of deforestation, that is getting affected. And it's in a certain other way it functions. So everything is put into place, and God is not, doesn't have to sit there and titrate it. It's just happening. When does God swing into action? So we just said that God is not doing anything. That is mayādhyakṣheṇa. Like the president, when the president, until the president walks in, the president of a certain function doesn't walk in, the lamp will not be lit, the program will not begin. Everything is ready, but nothing will happen. That's how, only because God, only in God's presence, everything will start getting activated. That's what he is saying here. mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate sa-charācharam. Everything comes into existence under my supervision. Entire manifest universe. So jagad viparivartate. And it all comes into existence, and it is, all the changes and all will happen. So what was the question I was asking? Somebody saying something. My mic is not working. Okay, Jayashree, don't worry about it. Yeah, I was just, okay. So mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate sa-charācharam. Okay. Prakriti is the entire manifest universe. So how does Prakriti appear as in Brahman? In three modes. It comes in three modes: sattva, rajas, and tamas. Anything in Prakriti is full of these three qualities. It's a mixture of sattva, rajas, and tamas, isn't it? So in rock, what is the predominant quality? In a rock, for example, what's the predominant quality? Anyone, please?
Tamas.
Yes, rock is full tamas. Why? Because consciousness is not reflected in the rock. There is no instrument. It is called the antahkarana. All of us are equipped with something called the antahkarana, which is an instrument, the inner instruments which reflect the Brahman, isn't it? So the rock doesn't have it. It is said that consciousness sleeps, is in deep sleep in a rock. And then consciousness starts moving in, becoming animate in plants, because plants are sensitive. They have some little thing of consciousness they can reflect. And then consciousness starts walking in animals. And in man, consciousness is fully bloomed. It's thinking. In man, consciousness is able to think, understand, viveka, vairagya, everything comes into existence. And then in the enlightened master, consciousness is fully bloomed. Everything, I mean, the true nature of consciousness is fully reflected in an enlightened soul. So that is how consciousness works in the world through Prakriti. So Shiva is consciousness, Shakti is Prakriti. They cannot be separate at any point of time. Prabhuji gave a beautiful example the other day, how one can never get away from Shiva and Shakti at any point of time. For example, take the statement, I am coming. I am coming. Simple statement, which we make 100 times. I, in which I is pure consciousness, Brahman. I reflects, I points to pure consciousness. That's what Ramana Maharshi keeps saying. Go back to the source, go back to the source. Investigate who I is, he keeps saying. This I is pure consciousness. Okay. I am is the reflected consciousness. In who? In me, in you, in every sentient being. That sense of existence, that I exist, I am, which doesn't need any external sense organs. The antahkarana is enough. Bahyakarana is not necessary to experience my own existence. I do not need proof of my own existence. This is the feeling of I am. So I is pure consciousness. I am is reflected consciousness, which is me. Saguna Brahma. I is Nirguna Brahma. I am is Saguna Brahma. Coming. What is this coming? It's a verb. What's a verb? It's nothing but motion. What is motion? Motion is Shakti. Simple. All forms of energy is Shakti. Isn't it? All manifest creation is Shakti. That is how we celebrate in Navratri. We recognize that the entire manifest universe is nothing and nothing but Shakti alone. Shiva is there, Shakti has to be there. When Shakti is there, Shiva has to be there. They can never be separate. Even in our language, we cannot get away with it. Even when I'm thinking that I am coming, in a very limited sense, that I, this body-mind entity is walking. No, it is Shiva and Shakti who are operating through me, through this instrument. Shiva the consciousness and Shakti the energy. Together they operate. Otherwise, why doesn't a rock operate? Why doesn't a rock walk? Because consciousness right in that little entity is not being reflecting. So for us, this is very critical to understand, to always keep in mind. Mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate. Krishna is saying, under my supervision, Shakti is operating. Shakti is operating means I, this body-mind complex, is operating in every little atom, every little cell. It is consciousness and energy which is operating. This is what Krishna is saying so beautifully. What is the reflected consciousness called? Chidabhasa. I am is Chidabhasa. The Vedantic term is Chidabhasa. What is Saguna Brahma? Saguna Brahma is what is your Vishnu, what is your Shiva, what is your God Shiva in Kailasa, what is Devi, what is Ganesha, what is Subramanya? Chidabhasa. That is also reflected consciousness in a manifest form. Anything which you can express, you can describe from your senses is Chidabhasa. Okay. But Saguna, completely, fully bloomed, full Brahman is reflected in that Saguna form of God, my beautiful personal God. I am is also Saguna Brahma in me, in you and me. When we sit quietly and the mind doesn't verbalize anything, and that simple feeling of I exist, I can feel it. That is Saguna Brahma. That is God. That is Chidabhasa. God is not external to me. It's not away from me. It's not somewhere only in the temples. It is me alone. I just don't know. That's all. That is what, God says in the next verse also. He says that. Okay. And then, okay, this is about this shloka. Any thoughts about this? Anyone wants to say anything about this shloka? Mayādhyakṣheṇa prakṛitiḥ sūyate sa-charācharam. And viparivartate. You know what are the 6 bhava vikaras of prakriti, of this body? They're called 6 bhava vikaras. Viparivartate, the changing nature of the universe and particularly of the human body. 6. What is this? Asti. Number 1 is asti. It is there. Existence. This body is there. Jayate. It is born. That means even before it is born, it is there. Somewhere in the unmanifest form, the body is there. Anything, even this world or, whatever it is, it's there in the universe. Unmanifest. Asti. Then second is jayate. It is born. 3 is vardhate. It grows. It grows. 4 is viparinamate. It is sustained. It is grows and it's sustained. 5 is apakshiyate. it starts deteriorating. Last is vinashyate. It is destroyed. It decays and dies. These things are, these 6 bhava vikaras are true for a tomato as well as for a human body as well as for a galaxy. This is how God is saying in this shloka that jagad viparivartate. The change is the nature of the world. And mayādhyakṣheṇa. And this is all because of me. Because of my supervision. Under my supervision, all this is happening. Okay. Anything else people want to share about this? Please share, or at least tell that, you understood. Let's go ahead, whatever. And then we can move on.
Purnimaji, what is the last one you said for decay?
Vinashyate.
Vinashyate. Okay.
Yeah. Asti jayate vardhate, viparinimate apakshiyate vinashyate. This is what is happening with all of us. At any point of time, this is happening. This is a continuous thing which is happening. There is no break. There is no Sunday holiday. There is no Saturday half day. Nothing. It just goes on and on and on inexorably. This is the nature of the world. Okay. Amale 9.11. Let us chant that 9.11. Let us see what happens next. Okay. 9.11.
paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūta-maheśhvaram.
Yes. Avajānanti mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūta-maheśhvaram. Yes, people can chant, please. Okay, I'll call out as they appear on my screen. Kamla? Okay, Pragati is ready. She can chant.
Okay.
Yeah. Avajānanti mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūta-maheśhvaram.
Yes. Yes, Kamla.
Avajānanti mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūta-maheśhvaram.
Yes.
Okay. Madam, I will tell.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Avajānanti mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūta-maheśhvaram.
Very good. Shweta?
avajānanti mama mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūte-maheśhvaram.
Okay. Indra? Raja?
avajānanti mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūta-maheśhvaram.
Very nice. Jayashree?
avajānanti mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam paraṁ bhāvam mama bhūta-maheśhvaram.
Very nice. Sneha? Okay. Padmaja is not free. Shaila?
avajānanti mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūta-maheśhvaram.
Very nice. Nirmala?
avajānanti mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūta-maheśhvaram.
Very good. ಇನ್ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? Padmaja is free. Mhm.
I will also chant with me. Okay.
Okay.
Let's start. Avajānanti mūḍhā mānuṣhīṁ tanum paraṁ bhāvam ajānanto mama bhūta-maheśhvaram.
Hey, nice. So, here God is giving us a warning. He's giving us a warning. When I descend in my personal form, what happens? Deluded persons are unable to recognize me. They do not know the divinity of my personality as the supreme Lord of all beings. Avajānanti, he is calling us fools. He is not, mincing words here. Mūḍhā, mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam. Who are these mūḍhās? We are the manushas who have taken refuge in this body. He is directly telling us that you are fools because you don't recognize me. Even when I come in front of you as an avatara, as Krishna, you fail to recognize me. And they do not know the divinity of my personality. Even if you know me as avatara, you don't know the in and out of my nature, that I am the supreme Lord of all beings. Avajānanti mūḍhā. See, what a fate this is. Whose fate? Our fate. God is walking among us and we don't recognize him. I think that has happened with each and every enlightened person who has walked on earth. Yes or no? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was condemned as a madman. Only later, when Vivekananda started becoming vocal and expressive, and he was the one who brought out the glory of Ramakrishna, more or less. Not just him, but like that. You think of any enlightened, you think of Rama, you think of Krishna, you think of Buddha, you think of, in our contemporary times, how many of the enlightened masters have been recognized? Jesus was stoned, nailed, Papa.
So, Purnimaji, I think the norm of the society is, right, you don't fit into the mold.
Ashte. Correct.
If you don't fit in the mold, that's it. You're not normal, you're abnormal. And that's our short-sightedness, right?
Mental asylum, the inmates think the doctor is mad. No, they're all fine.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah. It is a madhouse for sure. The earth is a madhouse.
We are all in a madhouse. We don't recognize the God. See, there are many ways in which we don't recognize God. How? Number one, when this Saguna Brahma is coming in front of us, as an avatara, as Krishna, as Rama, as an enlightened soul, as our Sadguru, we don't recognize. That is one way. Another way is, he says, paraṁ bhāvam, the ultimate reality also is not recognized. Like just previously we discussed, I am is also Brahman. That's also Saguna Brahma. That's also Chidabhasa. I am. I think this is we take it so granted that even to make that shift in understanding is hugely difficult for us. Yes or no? How many of you are convinced when when the Guru says I am is Brahman? How many of us are convinced? We just listen to it as if we are listening to a story. Are we getting down to the skin of it and really, acquainting myself with that, with the fact that I am, the feeling of I am, that I exist is actually God. It even sounds blasphemous, isn't it? That is the mūḍhata. That is the foolishness. What is God is saying here? You're foolish, idiots. I'm right here, right now, and you're not seeing me. Neither do you recognize me as an avatara, nor do you recognize yourself as, God. Mūḍhā, avajānanti mūḍhā, mānuṣhīṁ tanum āśhritam. And he's saying All those who have taken refuge in the body and who don't recognize me are mūḍhā. Tanum āśhritam. You think your body is your refuge. You don't recognize me as your refuge. That is why you are all mūḍhās. Right? Any which way you reach out to God in any little manner, poor fellow, he is happy. He says, Artha, Jignasu, Arthati, Jnani. Any manner you come to me, I will hold your hand. Okay, even if I can be a 911 God, Artha. Only when I'm in trouble, you call me. Fine, I have no problem. I'll come to you. And you want to be, you want to bribe me, I'll give you a sari, I'll give you a coconut, please help me. That is also fine. Artharti. You want something? You want to give me in return something? Fine, no problem. Any manner you come to me, I will, and the highest knowledge I'm willing to give you for the Gnani, for the Jignasu. Yes, Nirmala?
At least you're coming to me, no?
At least you're
Instead
coming.
of going to the neighbor or the other person.
Or
At
to
least
reaching out to a bottle of liquor, alcohol. You're coming.
Yeah.
To me, I'm happy.
Yeah, you're not going to the astrologer.
Huh.
You're not going to.
Astrologer will also say, you do this puja, do that puja. That's also good.
No.
Yeah.
All that leave and come to God is something much higher.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to tell you a story.
Yes, please.
Connection with this.
I was getting tired of my own voice. Thank you so much.
So Krishna was lying down and the battle was going to come in the near future. So and Krishna is sleeping. Duryodhana comes and sits on the chair next to sleeping Krishna.
Yeah.
Arjuna comes and straight goes to his feet. So as soon as he gets up, he is able to see only Arjuna. He says, we have come to ask your help, Krishna. Arjuna says, Duryodhana says. So Krishna says two things. One, my Narayana Sena. Another, me. Alone, without any weapons. Okay?
Yeah.
So Krishna says, I give the choice to Arjuna first because I only saw him first. Ayyo, in the heart of hearts, this Duryodhana is absolutely sad. Poch, this man will choose Narayana Sena and I will lose an opportunity. What is the use of this useless fellow without a weapon? And Arjuna chooses Krishna. And for the sake of others, Duryodhana says, okay, what am I left with? Only with Narayana Sena. He says that to Krishna. He comes running home and tells, that foolish fellow Arjuna chose Krishna without weapons. So I got a wonderful opportunity of Narayana Sena. Ayyo, you are the Mandu. Wherever Krishna is, that is where the victory is, my boy. You have lost already the war.
Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatta Shri Vijayo Bhuti, Dhruvani Tirmama.
Last sloka of Gita.
Where there is Krishna and where there is Arjuna, Dhanurdhara Arjuna, that is all of us who are ready to receive the knowledge. Where there is us, where there is the seeker and where there is Krishna, there what is there? Shri and Vijaya. Shri is external manifestation of wealth and comfort and all us. Vijaya is inner victory over the senses. Shri is outer victory over the vagaries of the world. auspiciousness as well as inner peace and victory is yours. Dhruva nitir matihi. I am declaring that this is the truth, says Krishna.
Wow.
Therefore, yes, Nirmala.
So, Duryodhana was not able to see Krishna
Yes.
in his form. Well, Arjuna also did not see Krishna in his form. He just thought as him as the Attai's son.
Friend.
But he knows only one thing, that Krishna can help him win the war. That much he knows.
Much he knows. That is also
He
enough.
didn't know. No, he didn't know that he is
Avatara or something.
Avatara and all. It is only in the 11th chapter when he shows himself in Vishwarupa Darshana that, oh my God, sorry,
Can't bear it.
sorry. I have done many times I have done mistakes when I was eating, when I was sleeping, so many rishis came and warned me, Arey, he's Avatara, don't put your leg on Krishna, and all they told me. But I never knew this of you. If I had known, I would have not done. Now because you have become Vishwarupa, don't take, kasi on me. Don't take revenge on me. Please. Think of me as as a father excusing his son. Think of me as your mother excusing her son. Think of me as the lover who will excuse his lover.
Yes.
Like that, all the relationships, he reminds him and says, please don't take any revenge on me. I didn't intentionally do it. So one day, when they were lying down, Krishna has this habit of putting his leg on Arjuna. No, Arjuna puts his leg on Krishna and sleeps always. So Saptarishis came and told in his ear, what is this nonsense? Don't put your leg on Krishna like this. He is the great person. He is Sakshat Mahavishnu. He is Sakshat Narayana. Is it? Took his leg and turned around with a big fat face. And Krishna, what happened? Why you're so angry? No problem. You just put your leg on me. Then only I can also sleep.
So
He was just, playing with him like this. Now, when he sees the Vishwarupa Darshana, oh my God, everything is coming crystal clear. Rama, what I did do, I did all mistakes. Oh, just to say how, in spite of knowing him so closely, you don't know.
You don't
know. Namadeva, anybody?
Namadeva.
No? You know the story?
No, you tell.
No, you
recall
have
it
time.
for us. You recall it for us again, no?
So, Namadeva's father used to perform puja to Lord Krishna. So, every day he will take puja patram with Naivedyam and do puja. One day he had to go to some other village. So, Namadeva's mother said, Namadeva, daddy has gone away to other village. Can you please go and perform the puja and give Naivedyam to Krishna? So he goes with a plate and goes and says, Krishna, please eat, Krishna. Krishna, please eat, Krishna. If you don't eat, you know what will happen? My mother will say, you have not performed the puja well. That's why you're not eating at all. They will all beat me up. Please, Krishna, come and eat. No, please. I'm also feeling hungry. Why are you delaying so much? Eat no. So, at last, Krishna obliges and he eats and takes an empty plate. Amma is shocked. What happened to the prasadam? Oh, Krishna ate it up. He says, Krishna ate it up. Says, how is that possible? How can Krishna eat it up? Not possible. No, Krishna personally came and ate it up. Then next day his father comes and says, what happened? So the mother says, I asked Namadeva to go and perform the puja, and he came with an empty plate. I think he ate it up fully, and he blamed Krishna that he has eaten. And then the father comes along and says, "You're telling lies. I don't know why you have got into telling lies at this early age." No, he came and ate it up. I will come and today see. So for some time he doesn't. And then because of this little boy requesting him, "Krishna, Krishna, now my father will beat me up. If you don't eat, he will think I'm telling lies now. Please eat it up, no." Now he is had to again oblige for the, innocence of the child. He eats it up. Then the father is flabbergasted. And then from then on, Ramadeva is playing with whenever he wants, he'll call Krishna and Krishna will come and they both will be playing. Oh, yeah, they will be playing.
So
One day, the potter came, Guru Khamba. He makes pots. How do you check how the pot is baked? Is you have a stick, you'll hit it tuck, 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 and see. If it is baked, the sound will be different. If it is unbaked, there will not be any sound. That will be plach, puch, plach. So, because the water content is still there.
Correct.
If it is baked, then it will turn toing, 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 sound will come. So what happened? Jnaneshwar says, Guru Kumbha, you check the pots, whether they are baked or not. Like that, please check all of us, no? So all his brothers and sisters, everyone is sitting. Nyamadeva, Nirtinath, Supana, his sister, and Jnaneshwar. Already Jnaneshwar, Namadev, already Namadev doesn't like the idea. What? I'm a potter. Why should I be checked by a potter? Who I am? I am a person who plays with Krishna. Why are you people are all menials? I'm a friend of Krishna's. So everyone, he hits the head and they humbly surrender. And Guru Kumbha says, baked. When he comes to Namdev, he says, sorry, I refuse to submit to a person who is going to check me out whether I'm a baked pot. I am a companion of Krishna and daily I play with Krishna. I'm already a revolved soul. Otherwise, you think Krishna will come and play? Krishna, does he come and play with all of you? No. He comes and plays with me only, no. So I'm already an elevated person. And Guru Kumbha announces, this is the only pot which is not baked.
Half baked.
Half baked. And he is absolutely angry. He goes straight to Krishna. Krishna, what is this nonsense? These people are treating me so badly. And you are just watching. You are making. He said, oh, it's okay. It's okay. Oh, he said that, like that. He said, oh my God, that's not right. Okay, I have an idea. Do one thing. In Kashi, there is one person sitting. Go and, do pranams to him and come. Finish. He goes there. An old man. And he is keeping his leg on a Shivalinga. He says, What is this? You are such a great man and you are keeping leg on the Shivalinga. Is it right? What is? He said, oh no, I'm doing that. Oh, please do me one favor. No, please lift my leg and keep it somewhere else. I didn't realize I become very old. I don't have energy at all. So he lifts and keeps the leg. Another Shivalinga comes. And that's when he realizes, oh, this is an evolved soul. It's a jnani here sitting. For him, nothing matters. And, in a minute, he gets the knowledge. So, you need that Sadguru to give you that ultimate knowledge. Right. After that, Krishna stopped appearing in front of Namadeva because he realized that he himself is Krishna. According to Ramana Bhagwan, Papaji used to come and say, Papaji used to come and say, Krishna plays with me. And, he doesn't, your God, does he come and play? I am superior and all. Then Ramana says, you call and he comes, okay. Does he come always? No. No. Anything which comes and goes is false.
Yes.
So he felt very bad. Ramana is just blabbering, he said. And he went back to, he had Nayana Diksha Ramana had given already to Papaji. So he went back to Madras. He was not able to call Krishna at all. And he became inwards. And he realized himself. So what is the rule? Thumb rule is, anything which comes and goes is perishable. So you have to become that Tat Tvam Asi. You are that God itself.
That's the
You
point.
have to realize.
That's the Raja
Aham
Vidya.
Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi is something you have to realize. It is not Purnimaji is Brahman, Kshetra is Brahman, or all the classmates are Brahman. No. You yourself, you're yourself Brahman only. That's what.
In essence.
That's what the Guru says. Tattvamasi, he says. But once I start experiencing it, then I say, Aham Brahmasmi. I have experienced it. So that's it.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you, Nirmala. There's a similar story in this one, no? Ramamani. Some Andal or who? Tulsi Mala. She weaves Tulsi Mala and she goes to Krishna and she wears it herself or something like that. There's some story, no? Tirupavai or something.
Oh, that is such a beautiful story.
Yeah. Andal from her 5-year-old, she is the daughter of our Periyarvar. He is very bhakta of Krishna. He every day he makes puja for Tulsi. So Andal is born in the Tulsi Vana. She takes. So from 5 years onwards, she is always after Krishna. She doesn't know where is Krishna, but she is a bhakti. So what she does is every day she wears the Tulsi Mala and send it to the God. So Krishna likes it because she is so devoted to God. So nobody there, even Periyarvar doesn't realize. Ultimately, Periyarvar comes to know that she is so much devoted to God, and ultimately God marries her in this one.
He disappears into the...
You have to say this. So he gives and puts that mala for the Narayana statue. And another Archaka says, oh, there is hair in this. Somebody has worn it.
Correct. That is the point I was trying to come.
Periyarvar was very hurt. He comes and says, did you wear it? He said, every day I wear it and look at myself in the mirror and give you.
Correct.
How dare you do it? He throws the mala at her face and he is very upset. He makes the same mala by himself and goes and puts it for Narayana. And Narayana in the form of Hasiriri comes and says, I don't want your mala. I want only that mala. Saying that I recognize that she is a Mahalakshmi or avatar. Of all the 12 alvars, all the rest are the weapons and all. But it is Andal, Mahalakshmi, who comes to teach her children how to do total surrender and do bhakti. She said, my devotees, ayo pavam, they don't know how to do, how to pray to God. I will teach them myself. I'll live it up and teach them how to pray, how to surrender.
Correct. So only when we recognize God, we are able to do this. Otherwise, we are all mūḍhās who don't recognize, and we just follow this shishtāchara. This is how God has to be worshipped. We take the refuge of rituals. Rather than that, real bhakti has no ritual. Shabari did not have any ritual. She tasted it and saw it and then gave Rama. That is how she recognized the avatara. And when you recognize God in as an avatara, as your own self, everything becomes unnecessary and useless. All the shishtachara that we have becomes redundant. It's no longer necessary. That's all. All the rules will break down.
It has become 8:01, so I don't want to take any more time. But definitely, I want to tell the story of Shabari next time, please.
Yes. And I want to just tell you all that last week we were in this one. Sunday, Monday, Tiruvannamalai. And because we are talking of avatara and recognition and Shakti and all that. In this this ashram, not ashram, temple, Arunachala temple, I noticed, I don't know, I have gone to Tiruvannamalai several times, but this time something came to my notice. In front of Arunachala, there's a Nandi. Okay, Nandi we know, always looking straight at God, always devoted. He is the epitome of devotion to surrender and bhakti to God. Hanuman and Nandi are like that. And then we went to the Devi temple. Unnamalayar, it's called. Unnamalayar. This is Annamalayar, that is Unnamalayar. So we went to Unnamalayar and the Devi was there. Nandi was there in front of Devi. But you know what? Nandi's head was turned left. Have you ever seen a Nandi with the head turned left? How many Shiva temples you must have gone? Have you noticed? So distinctly, Nandi is not looking at Devi. He is looking left, where the Shiva temple is there. Shivalinga, Shiva's Pratisthapana is there. He is looking there. What does it mean? What does it mean?
One-pointed.
Azar mat hatao. Shakti. The Devi is Shakti, the world, the manifest world. And we are always involved in the world. For me, that was the message. You always go back to the source. Don't let the Shiva out of your sight. Don't let, you go back to this Raja Vidya. You go back to your real nature. Shiva should be your goal. Shakti is there. She is the manifest world. You worship her. You treat her with respect. But go back and realize your own self. And then we came back in the outer prakara. See, there is the temple in the middle. There's the, from left and all Murugan and all other temples are there. Right side, Devi temple is there. In the left is the main entrance is to the left prakara. In the outer prakara, another Nandi was there. Guess where the Nandi's head was pointing there?
Straight.
No, right, because the center was Shiva. The Nandi in front of Shakti is looking left. The Nandi in the right of Shiva is looking right. It was very strange. I had not noticed this before, and this time it came to my notice. And it's not always that one sculptor had made all the Nandis look left. No, the one who was on the other side was looking right. I think that's a huge, it was a revelation for me. It was a eureka aha moment.
Focus.
Just
Nirmala,
yes, Shweta.
It's a coincidence that you just shared the story. My family used to take us to Tiruvannamalai a lot, more than necessary for an 8-9-year-old child. I've gone for years there.
Yeah.
And in one of the stuff, when finally I started to do my own the grape production and all, we'd met this group of people. I think they were all very learned people, right? And we happened to go to the temple with them, and they had pointed out. It's so weird. It just kind of refreshed my memory. They talked about Nandi's head turning left and right. I have noticed it, but it didn't make sense to me. I was like, okay, Nandi, he's a bull. His head goes left, his head goes right. these people are crazy. It's hot. I want to go home. This is exactly what the thought in my head, right? How sad, how sad.
No,
But
even yeah.
I think I was
For-
barely 10-year-old actually.
For everything, the time of revelation comes only when it has to come. Not 1 minute before, one minute later.
And all these people, my mother and all these other people are standing and looking. I'm like, oh, but God, it is hard. I want to get the autos, the tanga or the auto rickshaw and go home. This is all I wanted to do because I couldn't take the heat there. So, but anyways, thank you for sharing that story. That makes sense now.
Yeah, right.
Nice, Purnima. Thank you so much. I've never noticed.
Yeah.